I'm Martin Hulth, also known as Marty the Lego Party, and this is my Winter Village mech that you'll get to see behind me here. I 2 years ago, or during the pandemic, I got back into Lego building and kind of dove, right into the deep end. This was one of my first builds, was the Winter Village mech. And the first iteration, I was initially just going to build a Winter Village because I had some of these buildings, but when I laid them out, I thought that they kind of look like they want to form a robot. And so lo and behold, a week later, I had joined them all up into one big robot mech guy that took about 1 week total. And it was just combining buildings without actually building full exteriors all the way around. And that one was quite a hit. A lot of people saw it, and Lego even happened to share it around on their Instagram account. And I'd always had in my head, though, I need to really build it for real. So then this past, or a year ago, Christmas, I spent about 5 weeks working on it, where I had more ideas I needed to do. One was a functioning reindeer Gatling gun on his arm, and then I also had a few other things. Needed to build it all the way around. I have a gingerbread house area. I have where the elves, their main clubhouse is the main central torso, but then I wanted to have their little bakery and toy shop in the other leg. And then I did the train station. I turned that into the right arm, and then the Santa's workshop was the left arm. So I spent quite a bit just fully forming it, and then getting in all of the motorization of the reindeer Gatling gun. And once it all came together, it took, I think it was a total of about 8 weeks, I guess, just kind of tinkering on and off. And it's kind of just held up ever since. I hadn't really done much to it, except for I gave it, the last thing I did was gave it a little bit of elevation by making it stand on logs, which has been a feature a lot of people like. And that's been one of the things that I definitely kind of felt like, okay, now I'm done with it. The one thing I still haven't done, though, is added lighting, and that's definitely stands out in a dark area like this. You don't quite see it. Other than that, I built a full village for it with the intention of having a good place to display it for. I've had a Christmas market, and now we're doing this Festival of Trees here in Portland. So I wanted to make sure it had something festive to kind of, display with. And I also built a Technics turntable for it, which is using these two large Technic round wheels with gears on the inside that were released in 2003 on like the Lego Star Wars Hailfire droid, the very first one. And what I did with that one is I have two of them, and you can put the little GVC balls inside and make ball bearings, basically. And if you gear it up, that thing can spin, supporting several pounds, including my mech, which is about 12 pounds. It spins slowly, but it spins. And other than that, I think, that's about the main kind of story behind the pieces here that you see. In the mech are basically five, we have parts of the gingerbread house, the elf clubhouse is the main torso, the train station, the Santa's workshop, and then part of the original Winter Village cottage. The first time I did it, it was using, Technic lift arms with the, I don't even know what they're called, but the rotational Technic joints that can kind of click, and it was sort of working, not super well. I think I even had some of like the pin joints that you have in the typical mechs that are much smaller, and I would line up 3 or 4 of them just to be able to have the support. But it was something where I was never too fond of how it looked, nor was I too certain that it would hold up. So when I redid it, it's all using proper Technic turntables that I can fully adjust, so you can notice all of the joints, or none of them are on 90-degree angles. They all have certain positioning along, I forget what all the different, yaw pitch roll. Yaw pitch roll, yes. But that was definitely luckily there's some people in the mech community, the big mech community, who have really looked into how to do these joints correctly. And even the large that was the USC one, UCS, includes, incorporates some of those techniques now, which more or less came from the mech community. No, thank you so much.